Hi there, I'm Obed Ventura with Action Network. Today, I want to go over how you can easily create a fundraiser on Action Network. Before I do this, I want to highlight that we currently have an excellent integration with ActBlue, which specializes in fundraising. Despite what President Trump or his executive orders might say, ActBlue is still a phenomenal way for progressive groups to safely and securely raise money. But as a way to protect yourself and your organization, you can always set up backup fundraising pages on Action Network that you can utilize if there is ever an emergency need in the future. Let's create a fundraiser for this purpose today. After creating my account, I'll create a group. Groups allow me to create actions sponsored by my organization and let me invite other people I work with to access the actions as well. I'll go to the Actions menu and select Groups. Next, I'll enter the name of my group, which will usually be the name of your organization. I'd encourage you to add a banner image. Whatever you add here will appear in the Sponsored By section of your fundraiser. You can add a zip code or a description if you want, but it's not necessary as most people will view your action, not your group page. Once I'm done, I'll click Save and Publish to publish my group. Now, before I create my fundraiser, I want to build out fields for information I need from donors. We will have some built-in fields on the form that are required to process the payment, but some campaigns and organizations are required by law to collect information like employer or occupation on fundraising forms. Let's create these questions now. I'll go to the Details menu and select Questions and Custom Fields. On this page, I'll click Add New Question. And let's select the text field type. In the administrative title, I'll add the internal name I will use to drag this question into my forms and easily identify it within Action Network. Let's call this Employer. Under the Name section, we'll add the name of the field that will actually store the data. This is what will appear as the name and the column heading when pulling reports. I'll make this Employer as well. The administrative title and name can be different though. Under Label, I'll add the question that my donors will actually see. I'll ask, what is the name of your employer? Next to this, I have the option to add placeholder text. Here, you can provide an example that appears in the box before people actually fill it out. Click Create Question when you're done, and you're all set. You should create questions for any data you're required by law to collect on donors. Please consult legal counsel on what data your specific organization needs to collect in order to be in compliance with the law. Action Network cannot provide legal guidance. For more information on how to create questions, be sure to check out our help docs, which capture the full breadth of how to use this feature. Now that my group is published and necessary questions are made, let's create a fundraiser. I'll go to my Actions menu again and select Fundraisers. This brings me to a page where I can build my action. First, I'll add a title. Let's say, Support the Workers' Rights Center. Next, you'll see default donation amounts people can click. You can remove these and add other amounts if you'd like. You can click the Add Amount button to add the other amount back. Next, you have the option to make all donations recurring or make recurring donations optional. You can set a recurring period yourself or let donors set the recurring period themselves. You can also remove the recurring contribution section entirely. At the top of the sidebar, there's a slider to enable or disable a progress bar. Here, you can display either the number of donations you received or the total amount you've raised. Below this, you can click Edit to edit the goal number of contributions or your fundraising goal. You can leave this alone, and if you do, it will increase automatically to show steady momentum. Below this, you can add a banner image and add a description. Here, you should let people know what you do, why they should donate, what specific campaign or event this fundraiser is for, details like this. You can edit this using HTML or use the toolbar to format and add images. Below this is the Sponsored By section. Be sure to select the group that you just created. All the data will go to the group listed here. Now that I've set which group will get the data, let's make sure the correct group will get the actual funds. Below the recurring contributions section, I can click Add Recipients, and I can select my own group to receive the funds. Below this is the form people will actually fill out. Some fields are required to process this payment, so you cannot remove or edit them. You can add additional questions to collect information. This is where I can add those questions which collect information that may be required by law. Let's add that employer question I created earlier. I'll click Add or Edit Additional Form Questions. And in the sidebar, we can see that employer question that I've already built. I'll drag that into my form here. And if I click on the question, I can make it required and also set it to always show. Action Network automatically autofills fields if people have previously signed any Action Network action. The Always Show checkbox ensures that this field always appears even when we remember them from past actions. I'll click Save, then click Save and Preview. And you can see my employer question has now been added to the form. Next, I'll click Save and go to Next Step. Here, I can link my group to my Stripe account. Stripe is the payment processor Action Network uses to safely and securely manage payment information. Action Network does not have access to any payment information. This means even if your Action Network account is compromised at any time, malicious actors will still not have access to your donor's payment information since that is stored in Stripe. Now, this setup only needs to be done once. All future fundraisers and ticketed events will be linked to the Stripe account you set up here. Groups can only be linked to one Stripe account at a time. The most important thing to note here is that Action Network charges 3.9% plus 30 cents as a fee on each transaction. Also, Stripe will need specific tax documentation which verify your organization's legal and tax status. Be sure to have these on hand when creating the Stripe account. Let's go ahead and create this. First, I'll select the currency I want to collect funds in. Then I'll click here to set up the Stripe account. I'll click Set Up to be taken to Stripe, where I can create a new account or sign into an existing one. I'll pause the Stripe setup here. Just note that you will need to set up an account with Stripe, set up two-factor authentication, and provide information with your bank account. Action Network has a help document that walks through in depth what this looks like. So you'd enter your email address, create a password, select a two-factor authentication method, and enter the code that you receive at your device. Next, you'll need to choose the country of operation and the type of business. For most partners on Action Network, this will be a nonprofit organization, even if you are a political campaign. After this, you'll enter your business information. I want to highlight here that this includes your legal business name, EIN number, registered business address, as well as your website and product description. As part of this, you'll want to enter controller information. You'll want to make sure that you are entering the name and information of someone with significant control and management of your organization or campaign. After you've done that, you'll be able to enter bank information where you can actually receive payouts from Stripe. And finally, you'll be able to add receipt or customer service information. However, there's another way to handle that within Action Network, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Now let's go back into Action Network. Once you've linked your Stripe account to your group, you'll be taken back to the Edit Fundraiser page, where you can click Save and go to Next Step. On the following page, you can edit the thank you message people see after they donate. And you'll see the option to edit sharing language for Facebook, Twitter, and email. Once that's done, you can click Save and Publish to make this fundraiser live. In the Responses tab, you'll be able to edit the auto response email people receive. This will include a donation receipt clip so that it automatically inserts all of the payment information people provided, but you can edit this language to add a bit more details if you'd like. Now that this action is published, you can begin sharing this fundraiser to your lists. You can also just have it on hand as a backup in case your current donor platform can't support you for a time. Everything I've showed you in this tutorial so far is free to do on Action Network. But if you do want to customize your action by using page wrappers or embedding this onto your website, you will need to upgrade to a paid partnership. Reach out to join@actionnetwork.org if you're interested, or go to actionnetwork.org/partnerships to get a quote. Thanks for watching this video and learning how to create a fundraiser on Action Network. If you have any trouble as you create it, you can always reach out to support@actionnetwork.org, and we'd be more than happy to help you. Have a great day.